Graduating student speaks to his or her peers is often the high point of commencement. I'd like to invite Ms. Jean Fulton-Hale, our former Vice Principal, who knows this graduating year intimately, to introduce this year's Valedictorian.
I'm not that tall. It's my privilege to introduce Vanesa this evening. All of her peers know her. You've seen them high-five her on their way by because Vanesa is a person who exemplifies the power of positive. She combines her academic abilities, her effervescent personality, and her willingness to help out a multitude of causes with her genuine zest for living. She managed to convince her peers to sacrifice the McDonald's money, for example, for a World Wildlife Federation plush toy fundraiser in Period 2 Math, AP Calculus, I believe. And this is the type of thing that Vanesa gets people involved in. Between her passion for calculus, which I personally failed, sorry, Ms. Novotny, I wanted to go to university. Her flair for fashion that celebrates wildlife, from Ottawa to Paris and runways in between. An ability to connect with people and brighten anyone's day. Vanesa's lists of interests and activities span from academic contests to students' council to Key Club and pretty much anything else that falls in between. Vanesa is a person who never does anything halfway, and her choice of a double degree in the fall is evidence of her willingness to work hard every day. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, staff, honored guests, I introduce your valedictorian, Vanesa Bejovic.
Am I good? Can everyone hear? All right, thank you, Ms. Fulton-Hale, for that lovely introduction. Oh, okay. I'm a bit loud. Good evening, grads, parents, family members, teachers, and anybody else who doesn't fall into one of those categories. I hope by now you know that we are gathered here tonight to celebrate the academic achievement of Nepean High School's graduating class of 2013. To start us off, I'd like to share a quote by a very prominent and influential Canadian figure. Started from the bottom, now we're here. For those of you that are unfamiliar with this quote, it is one by the talented musical rap genius, Aubrey Graham, better known by a stage name of Drake. Yes, grads, that is exactly how we began our journey of Nepean, at the bottom. We entered as high school babies and are exiting as, well, somewhat mature adults. By taking care of each other, we've gotten to where we are today. Throughout these experiences, there's been much for which we can be thankful. First of all, we can thank Nepean High School and its 27 staircases for keeping us always fit. Not only did we develop thighs of steel, but we worked on our cardio as well. Everyone knows that nothing makes a Nepean student run faster than the fear of being late for a Medes class. I'm confident that at some point during our 4 years, a Nepean student broke the world sprint record trying to get to that class on time. This same school taught us to appreciate beauty, like the gorgeous view of a sunrise after sleeping over at the school, or the absolute splendor in having a first period spare on a Monday morning. Nepean made us more appreciative of our own schedules when we discovered that our friend had a first period class in the dungeon and a second period class in the English wing. This same school turned us into masters of the art of procrastination. Our nights spent studying and working on summatives were divided equally between going on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, watching old reruns of Arrested Development, and going late into the night looking up dance tutorials on YouTube teaching you how to twerk. Okay, apparently that last one was just me. But all this fake studying may have turned us into linguistic geniuses, as we spoke a new Nepean language that only we understood. I can only imagine the frustration our parents felt when they sent us to school to learn Shakespeare or French, and we came home talking about chads and hashtag YOLO swag. This same high school journey unleashed our inner rebels. We all became adrenaline junkies as we skipped our first caps in grade 9. These same rebellious activities turned us into outspoken political activists willing to protest anything. But in all honesty, we should be thankful for having had the opportunity to attend Nepean High School. Considering the world we live in and the small percentage of students that can attend institutions like Nepean, we have been very lucky. But sometimes in life, you are unlucky. Our time at Nepean has made us into an outstanding group, able to put into perspective our values and develop empathy to care for our surroundings and those who have simply been unlucky. Members of our graduating class organized countless initiatives to help out the community, like the United Way Breakfast, which, after selling more than 400 tickets, raised over $3,500 for the Dave Smith Foundation. But unfortunately, some of us have our own bad luck. And sometimes this bad luck can manifest itself in the form of our own personal judgment. We've made plenty of mistakes, sometimes at the expense of the sanity of the adults around us. Even though we may deeply regret some of these missteps, they will teach us lessons that will make us into stronger people. Character traits we developed, like dedication and commitment, has led us to countless victories, from the boys' comp sci team at provincials to the girls' soccer team at OFSA this year. Good job, guys. However, the greatest unanimous victory for all grads came on May 22nd, 2013, when, due to an excessive amount of smoke in the school, classes were canceled. I know we all went home to study, right, guys? But Nepean's teamwork has always been legendary. Take the music department, for example. For the past few years, I've been lucky enough to have a locker outside the music room, and I cannot tell you how awesome it was as I'd be walking to class while a beautiful rendition of the Bee Gees' Staying Alive echoed in the background. Beyond that, we had our drama department that would put on student-run performances that would make you laugh, cry, and fall in love. With a little help from each other, we've grown into new people. We entered high school as grade 9s, desperately clinging onto each other as we attempted to navigate the maze that is Nepean, and are leaving as independent adults and navigational geniuses. During this transformation, we've shared experiences that only teens can understand, like obnoxiously driving down residential streets blasting rap music after having had your G2 license for a total of 15 minutes. Experiences like these have changed us. Grads, can you believe that before high school, we used to think that Soulja Boy was cool? No, it's not, Maddie. But guys, can you remember how in grade 9 we were terrified of the walk to Aladdin's? Look at us now. After supporting each other's growth, I know that today, with $2.25 in your pocket, nothing comes between you and that delicious cheese pie. We are constantly evolving. In a few years, we're going to look back at high school and laugh at how much we've changed since this moment now. We'll be like our parents when they look back at their old yearbooks. We'll ask ourselves philosophical questions like, why did I ever think having flow as a hairstyle was cool? Or us ladies will question why we ever wore combat boots with frilly summer dresses. The greatest question of all, though, will come from the release of Macklemore's song Thrift Shop, after which we all went to Urban Outfitters and spent hundreds of dollars of our parents' money to buy new clothes that look secondhand. But throughout this journey, we haven't grown alone. Even though we like to think we did everything by ourselves, we can't take credit for all of our accomplishments. Behind me, seated, are the teachers and admin that have taught us over the past 4 years, everything from Shakespeare to quantum mechanics, and the life lessons we'll carry with us beyond high school. Before coming to Nepean,